Al pie del Ávila majestuoso, a 920 metros sobre el nivel del mar, en un valle de verde geografía que se abre de este a oeste, surge Caracas, la capital de Venezuela.
And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Go get some!
What's going on? My name is Rafael Chacinas, no es el Capitán Rafucho, and welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Nation. It's more than a Raiders podcast because we can talk about NFL, NBA, women's basketball, college football, because it's all about the culture and sports at once. So I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much for joining us. Another episode, another adventure of Straight Outta Nation, because this is Raider Nation, motherfuckers. Because right now, I just wanted to give you lots of applause. Because we're getting lit tonight. We're getting lit today because it is Friday, it is a weekend, and our body knows it's time to eat some cold snacks, beer, and everything. So, and first and foremost, I just wanted to tell you, apologize for the technical issues that we got over here for the microphone. So we just solved that. And right now we can join this episode in peace and calm. Make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on every social media, Twitter at Capitán Rafucho, Instagram at Capitán Rafucho 93, Kick at Capitán Rafucho. And of course, if you want to help to support the stream or the platform, you can make a donation on PayPal or Cash App. So let's just get started, ladies and gentlemen, because right now I just wanted to tell you, there are several issues that I just saw between the first game of the preseason game of Las Vegas Raiders versus Seattle Seahawks last week. And I'm going to tell you about this. There was a lot of problems with the tackling because we got bad timing and poor tackling because they needed to hit more in practice because those boys on that team, they can't tackle. That was pretty unwatchable. There's almost as bad as we all know about it. So I understand that the problem of tackling, it became like a great issue that we need to resolve a lot of things more. Because our biggest issue that we got for the tackling is the need to put it on the defense and get it right to do it. Because some athletes, they just wanted to know because those guys are much experiment, but some of those guys didn't have the guts to prepare a lot. Sacktown Raider Mike in the building. Salute to y'all. Sacktown Raider Mike and say, I'm back. Yes, you know, you're back. Also, Marcus Bang and say, Capitán Rafucho, much respect always. Salute to you. Also, Sacktown Raider Mike in the building again. So thank you very much for all these watchers and everyone just wanted to talk it about. So let's just get into it. All right? Because the biggest issue that I just saw between for the game, Las Vegas Raiders versus Seattle Seahawks, was not only the bad timing and the bad tackling, but also it became something like really, really painful. Really painful at all. But the quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, not Geno Smith, Aiden O'Connell, it's not that really good. And some fans, they need to approve it. They need to understand that Aiden O'Connell, it's not that real good. Because they will hope that we grow, but they're just getting out. And I'm pretty sure that Geno Smith stays healthy, but they elect for the wiggle for Geno. But I know that Aiden O'Connell, it's not that really good. We always admit that because he did not get the potential to be a starter. All right? And look at this, because after the game, he gave the middle finger to the haters to say, primarily, how in the actual fucking you show hate to Geno or Pete? Because they just need to win again. Because that's why I love to be a Raiders fan. The mindset, us versus everyone. Because I understand that some people that say, oh, it is the biggest boss, Geno or Jamarcus Russell. No, it's not at all. Because the attitude is right there. The attitude. Because when the opponents get it back to the embarrassing donkeys in the corner with the stupid signs, but between for Aiden O'Connell and Geno Smith, they just give it a lot of more intensity of the quarterback battle. Because Pete's always got Geno's back. We all know. And he flipped to some fans during for the poor performance, but that's okay. That's okay because we all accept a lot of mistakes coming up there. All right? Because they always got the back. Because they know what's good enough. They know. They know it all. Because I'm very sure that because the holes off of the level, they had to go for it. He had plays for every day about for like the last 4 or 5 days there because his aggressive style of play stands up. Because they got to shout the pushing for the starting role because we just start working with the starters again. And that's what it happens. Because they would start to play on this, we all know it's going to happen a lot. Because after the incident last weekend for Lonnie Johnson Jr., I realized how frightening it is to lose to the player before the season even starts. But this is going to be like nothing concerned. But 1 day's in dry minute should be fine. Should be like everything what they missing, but they just got it under control. It's got it under control. But for me, Aiden O'Connell, it's not that guy. It's not. Because we all saw that Aiden O'Connell is playing good. He has great mobile, great arm technique, but it's not that real good. He's always has to do with the backup quarterback, right? Backup, not starter, all right? Not starter. Do you get the point? Yes, we all know but to get the point. Because I'm going to tell you, Aiden O'Connell is not the starter. Geno Smith could happen. Because he had the best sharp ever. Because not only he did actually flip some fans, because that's got to be attitude. Because it is the way to rate. And we love it. We love it. We love it at all. Because this is more the intensity. Because love it or hate it, you can never disrespect the only nation. Never. Never know. The other issue that I just saw between for the last game, the first game of the preseason between Las Vegas Raiders versus Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to tell you all about this right now. So many wrong things about, like, well, not only for the tackling, but of course the wide receiver room. But I think they need to get started a lot of things more. But they need to take care about it. They need to take care. And I don't mind if anyone can else to get to happen. A lot. But it's going to be like a battle. For everything. because I believe that Beck, Myers, Tucker, Thornton, they're all locks. They got to leave 1 or 2 spots for Dorsey, Johnson, Shorter, Jackson, Williams, Banner, and Malott. But they just get it really started. But there's something about miscommunication or misjudged by a punt that went over to the hands and actually went for like over 77 yards. They seemed to sense whatever to pick it up, or luckily it ran to the end of the zone. But he was dangerously close to the coverage guy, blasting him when there was enough balance just after the touchback. In the wide receiver room, this has got 1 touch in offense. They came across to the formation after the snap, but I just get it, from the last slot. And maybe they just took a look at a play action fake for Miller. They continued to enter a right flat, and they play roughly 7 snaps in offense. But I don't think he ran for the second downfield road. There's just 1 above. And I believe that he played a lot for the offense for the second half. But all this lot that it made it was not only behind Bachman or the slow rotation, but it seems that it's someone that it didn't get identified with the next Bachman. Definitely wasn't on the field. We're just trying to get chunk. But what's what a PRs or KRs for the half dozen plays, but actually they didn't feel anything. In addition to the mistake that I just wanted to tell it, there was another punt that went for the other side, and it got blown off of the corner. Was in kickoff coverage about sometimes, line up to the outside, and they didn't make it any tackles, but it was reasonably quick down for the field. Was lonely love when they tackled the KR inside the 5. Maybe they just got a finger pause on the guy under the tackle. But others seem to look a little bit lost and struggle with the physicality on the game. But I don't think it's going to be on Pat's headspace. Compared to Love, and of course for the wide receivers, they definitely look at a year in terms of acclimating for the NFL from a lower level. Hopefully it's going to be the development, if not get an immediate impact. But the team could really struggle the second half of the game, which I really think that the fact that they really understood they made an uncharacteristic rough start and made a solid response or responsibility to sticking on it. But it doesn't mean that it'll get leapfrog. But I think it speaks all the values with some trusted organization where they give you a lot of chance to get involved. So I pursued a lot of this one. It will be interesting to watch. But Love is very likely to be an ST value. I will bet. Because it's likely that I had to go for the gas, but I really love it. Because he finally had a clean game and made plays via running or receiving ST. He may be a stern spot toward the ST if he translates for the camp. He is on the left side, looking for the most likely thought. But in the wide receiver, I just should be like wide open. It will be fun to watch. But it's always like a luck jam, but there is somebody who shows up every preseason that never actually does anything in the NFL. Because they will have to show real ST value to not to be practice squatted. And that's where they call for it. That's where we needed to go for it. And I really like it because if they need to improve, they gave basically 1 star because they need to put some pressure. They need a lot of pressure on it. Also, here's another issue coming up there, talking about Jackson Powers Johnson. I mean, what in the actual fuck was that? What in the actual? Because why are they going to display to move to guard? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Because the coaching staff believe that he needs to improve not just his technical consistency, but also his mental mastery of the center position. I mean, it's heavily demanded physically and mentality, but it points out that center is one of the most mentally challenging positions on the field, and Jackson Powers Johnson has the physical tools because if you need reliable technique and mental sharpness, they're going to play after play too. And if Jordan Meredith is more technically mentally prepared for that role, that leaves Jackson Powers Johnson to the level of the consistency and mastery needed to handle the complexities of playing center in the NFL. He's playing right guard. He's hopefully to commit himself to picking it off, But I don't think it's going to make sense, but it definitely is going to work it at all. Definitely. Because if they need to start to put in a lot of pressure, because people don't understand why Jackson Powers Johnson played 40 snaps yesterday. At the right guard, he's a center. He looked very great. He was moved to center last year. But remember that mental sharpness, it's something that Jackson Powers Johnson does need to work on. Look how many penalties he incurred the last season playing left guard. Having GPG work and master all the three positions is a good thing to go in forward regardless. Because like the move of the right guard, it's about like the mental aspect. About the technique, as soon as it regards for the position, it doesn't sound like it could have started for the center anytime soon. I mean, it sounds like Finney ended better. It sounds like now let's just get ready to be at the center when it comes to all lot responsibilities. It is all mental technical. It doesn't have to do with the skill. He could definitely study and improve the technical or mental aspects for being the center. But after we just saw about for this performance, pretty much they both play in the third quarter. But also we just saw snaps in the second. But they need to figure it out some stuff because they hasn't shown anything yet. Because they need more reps. More reps at all. Salute to Leo Take 26 and TMGF 11. Salute to you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So salute to everybody else. And of course, we got 16 persons on the building. Well, 17. 2 persons on YouTube and 15 on X. As no as Twitter. Thank you very much because this is Rush and Shine Friday. So you need to wake up the fuck up. Pick those kids in the school, make the breakfast, make the lunch, go into the work. I mean, this is the Rush and Shine Friday, motherfuckers. And continue to Jackson Powers Johnson. Remember he fucked up the snap count with the really matter against the Chiefs? Now you know it. He was one of the most versatile offensive linemen to ever play in the NFL, but can he grow into the position? Because they still have high expectations. Is it going to be high or is it going to be low? Salute to Adrian Reyna, 123. Salute with the Adrian Reyna, the Mr. Fats in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you, the inedible. The inedible. But I think it's the offensive part thinks that it's too dumb to play center. Now it's real hard to play center. They just hit the books. But then maybe they cut down for the hype to work as hard as they should. Because can't wait for those fans to tell with the guy who play offensive line with the NFL for like they actually wrong, but they know what's going on. Because it's wild to read, I think, some bad into floating, considering how dominated the lottery was center of the wall again. And he won the best center of the country award for a reason. We may upgrade in mid-season 2024 when we just put Meredith and Glaze for the starting lineup. And when Colton Merritt start playing better after a slow start coming back from Missouri, it looks like we're starting Miller, Parham, Meredith, Powers, Johnson, Glaze. And there's no Andrew James or Alex Capper in the starting lineup. But it's going to be like a good group. And of course, it took a tackle in the guardian of the draft. Maybe it's going to be the turns into something eventually. Claim that. Because we've been suing that how really good is going to be really bad or good. So we all know what's going to happen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, enough to talking about the worst and, of course, some of the things of the first game of the preseason Las Vegas Raiders versus Seattle Seahawks. Now let's just get back to business for the second game. Las Vegas Raiders versus San Francisco 49ers. The rivals. So I just wanted to make it a lot of boost to the San Francisco 49ers. Boo it if you know it. Yeah, because we all know that San Francisco 49ers suck, so fuck the 49ers. But we have a preview, and of course, what we saw for the training camp between Las Vegas Raiders versus San Francisco 49ers. Now, let's just wanted to do it. The offensive line, they look really good today because they could have gotten through because 49ers, they got Bosa and Williams. They were not playing, but they gave it like the performance, so we're going to take it. And Astringenti, after we just saw for the first game, and there was a lot of issues coming up there, but he ripped out of the 20 yards on second play of time period, which is unbelievable. And the Red Sun offense was on fire. Gino threw touchdowns to Bowers, Genty, Mayers, and Tucker. So he was getting ready to exhume everything. He was ready to get to a war. He was getting ready to war. I mean, they're going to show anything about for this one. And Jacoby and Brock, they have a really solid day because apparently he was heavily targeting Kobe, which is pretty much amazing, but he was very accurate with a lot of shorts and mid passing, so he needs to improve. They need to improve a lot because I just wanted to tell you, because I know we got a robbery coming up there versus San Francisco 49ers, but it seems that not only we have bad tackling, which we need to improve it, but also the secondary. The secondary has been shit since Namdi was looking it down from one side of the field by himself. But the secondary, they need to get a lot of reps. There's going to be a lot of work in progress all year, not only for the secondary, but also for the defense. Because watching the give it up frustrating third down conversions and back in the menu, but I don't think it's going to be like pretty annoying or anything. But I think the secondary, including the defense, they'll be suitable. We have not addressed the nickel cornerback position, but it seems that the plan is going to bring the third safety, have Chin on the loss in a lot of the situations, but I don't know. Because the secondary is going to be a big concern. Yeah, it's going to be concern for covering off elite linebacker unit starting preseason, and look still what it is. But I don't think it is a plan to have defensive line pressure, quarterback fast, that it will be easier to young secondary. I mean, Christian Wilkins' fiasco did not help at all. But I just really hope that Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll come up with schemes to disguise our weakness, because at least our offense should be able to keep up. We're going to be on so much fun shooting off the type of the games this year, but maybe basically when you say rebuild, return, make over a team, you want to fix the offense first. Let the team learn and grow through this shootout type games. Helps them to find their identity and whatnot, because it's always felt that it's much trying to run the same plan with the present. Because I think that Peters was the guy to build the program and send the culture that up as a team off of some really current staff. Because that'll be some speculative, but I don't know. Because what we need is a 2016 style where the offense was clutch and the defense came forced turnovers, or a ball control offense where we dominated TOP, which is going to make sense. But this is going to be like very interesting chapter, but it's going to be ideal for the secondary, but I would just hope it can score a lot more points and be competitive on the games, because our defense is struggling for years. Minus a few positions so we can score the other team. We're going to have lots of wins, because it's going to be like a touch batter. Probably yes, probably not. Because the secondary carry-off is not ideal for all the bullshit that we just got it for carry-off to the most of the time. But it's going to be rough this year. It's going to get prepared for never see to stop getting made the way we need it. But hopefully it's going to be very risky and forcing turnovers. It's going to be forced turnovers, but we had to do it. We had to do it because we're going to be explosive. We're going to know about the secondary. We're going to know. And the reason why we need to tackle more. We need to tackle more. And that's what we needed. That's what we needed for, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we needed. And of course, I just wanted to tell you, before we're going to move down to the next topic, I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for include all this what happened on the Capitán Rafucho squad. So you got to make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube, also you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Kick. And let me tell you that there's something right now, because it's not that it's not that really easy that we needed to it. All right. So I just gotta update the layout, because sometimes it's sometimes it's not that really happen coming up there. Whoops. Can you see that? Oh, they actually got to see that. No, but it still got really worse at all. Because it really happens. It really happens a lot of this life. It really happens a lot of this life. But it really happens. It's almost getting into life. But yes, it's almost getting into the life. So let's just make it what it is. Let's just make it what it is. All right. So after that, because we needed to do huge step ups to the linebacker corps to make us happen, in addition to getting torched downfield, we didn't see really bad at containing tackling second level. This may be hard to overcome if we become some one-dimensional. Not only two, but it got it all. It just got it all. But, you know, it really doesn't happen. Like a lot of things that we need to get improved. So right now, it's just wanted to know a lot about it? Probably yes. Probably not, but let's just get it really started at all. Okay, I'm going to say could be the Bills here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like the Bills here, but you know, if we saw like the history of Buffalo Bills along with Josh Allen, it definitely makes like rewind to the decade of the 90s to 2000. And right now it seems that if they want to beat the odds, they need how to battle the struggle about everything. They need to battle alone. They need to battle alone. All right, so there it goes. I know this layout is updated, so we can definitely move on. We can definitely move on. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the NBA season schedule is, I gotta tell you for this one, it's not gonna be really hard, but there are some teams that really make it better. Because does anybody knows that you can sort the schedule at many fields, including Mount, Team, and for the first time, not only ESPN is gonna part of this bundle, but also they have Amazon Prime, NBC, Peacock. I mean, 14 national games. I mean, the world has finally see PS5 cook, because that's too many at all. Because there's going to be pretty much how they're going to take it. It's pretty much how could they take it, because there's 30 teams that just release their schedule, and they will continue to make it stop. Because how are they going to look like? I mean, if it's going to have a lot of mistakes, if they have a lot of surprises, probably is gonna pretty much accurate it. But they wanted to make it at all. They want to make it. And the point is, I mean, we live in the perfect world that the basketball, it became a national passion for the United States. It really hyped up at all. But it seems like it like the past time to get him off of this one. But some games is going to be really interesting, but most winnable games or many surprises, they're going to have a chance to do like the funniest thing, because a well-balanced schedule compared like it feels like. Because take it for example, the San Antonio Spurs, because it really feels like every year for the past 5 years, they have a cupcake strangest tale of for the 2-week periods for absolutely doom. They couldn't imagine without winning the single game. Could be optimistic or not. Hey, salute to Candy Rivera and Jean Errol LaRose. How's it going? Salute to y'all. But when they could start to 8-2, they're going to be very skeptical. But as a possibility, what are they going to guess to start to sit for? Personally, the roster might take some gel and figure the things out, how to very difficult to nail down the rotations, everything, but they need to continue it all. They need to continue. And to be honest, I mean, they just wanted to get it enough. Because if they want to see, because they don't want it to see like the cupcake seasons coming up there, but yeah. And of course, all of these 30 teams coming up there for the NBA season. And tell me, this is going to be really interesting. Also, they got international games. The NBA Mexico City is going to be on November 1st between Detroit Pistons versus Dallas Mavericks at Mexico City Arena. On January 15 of 2026, they have for the first time a game in Berlin, Germany between Memphis Grizzlies versus Orlando Magic. And January 18, Orlando Magic versus Memphis Grizzlies in London. Yes, it's going to be in London. And between for like the media, the television, that'll be the first year of new 11-year deals with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon Prime Video. The ESPN networks renewed the contract with a modified schedule. NBC and Prime Video, they got to replace TNT with NBC returning to televise for the first time since 2001, 2002. And they'll continue to the air. They continue to the air, which is really fantastic. Really fantastic. So they're going to start October 21st, 2025, and they're going to end in April 12, 2026. On April 14 to 16 is going to be the play-in tournament. On April 18 to May 2026 is going to be the playoffs, and June 4, 2026 is going to be the finals. Yep. It's going to be the finals of the NBA. So, to be honest right now, I mean, it's going to be like a game changer for every reasons that we need to it. Yep. For any reasons that we need to do it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to talk about Raiders and a little bit of the NBA, because it might be get started a little bit, because all over for the first episode of the brand new season, they're just getting started. Because right now, after the preseason, we're coming in hot for the regular season, because we might know that Straight Outta Nation is coming at you to bring in all the breaking news, not only for the NBA, but also for the NFL, college basketball, college football, women's basketball, and of course, the Raiders. Because this is Raider Nation, motherfuckers. So thank you very much. And of course, make sure to subscribe to Capitan Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on every social media, Twitter at Capitan Rafucho, Instagram at Capitan Rafucho 93, Kick at Capitan Rafucho, and of course, if you wanted to make a donation, if you want to help and support the platform, you can make a donation on Cash App. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much to having us to this Rush and Shine Friday of Straight Outta Nation, because it ain't over yet, folks. Because I know that I'm going to wrap this up, the show, but the emotions, the happiness, the nation, and of course the passion doesn't give up. So I just wanted to tell you, you got to wake the fuck up, choose violence, and play hard, work hard, because that's the mentality. So thank you very much, and I will see you there for the preview of the And I know the internet is still fucked up, but here we are. We're still back in the game. So thank you very much. I'll see you there later at 10 p.m. with my co-host, Science Senate, with another episode of The Comeback Club. I just wanted to tell you, happy Friday, happy weekend, and of course, I will see you there because this is Radio Nation, motherfuckers. Peace out. And we're out of here.